Most of the time, it's nothing more than a conditioned lie. Once you identify a limiting belief, replace it with an empowering belief. If you tell yourself, I'm not capable, shift it to, I am learning and growing every day. If you think I don't have what it takes, reframe it to, I am resourceful and I will figure it out. Words have power. Repetition is power. If you can repeat negative beliefs for years and let them define you, imagine what would happen if you repeated empowering beliefs with the same intensity. You would begin to reprogram your mind. You would start seeing evidence of your own growth. You would start acting in alignment with the new identity you are creating. Rebuilding yourself starts with upgrading your mindset. You must make it a daily habit to reinforce the beliefs that serve you. Surround yourself with people, books, and experiences that push you forward instead of holding you back. Create a ritual of speaking power into your life, of visualizing your future, of stepping into your potential. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The more you feed it powerful thoughts, the more it will work for you instead of against you. You have lived for years under the influence of beliefs that were never really yours. You accepted them because they were familiar, but now it's time to break free. You are not your past. You are not your doubts. You are not your failures. You are what you decide to become from this moment forward. Kill the limiting beliefs, replace them with certainty. Step into your new identity. The only thing standing between you and your greatest potential is the story you tell yourself. Change the story and you change your life. The quality of your life is determined by the standards you set for yourself. Every action you take, every goal you achieve, and every challenge you overcome is a direct reflection of the expectations you hold for yourself. If you accept mediocrity, you will live a mediocre life. If you demand excellence, you will push yourself to levels most people never reach. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not luck, talent, or intelligence. It is the standards they refuse to compromise on. Your standards shape your habits. If you have high standards for your health, you won't settle for a life of laziness and unhealthy eating. If you have high standards for your relationships, you won't tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or negativity in your inner circle. If you have high standards for your success, you won't allow excuses, procrastination, or self-doubt to dictate your actions. The life you are living right now is a direct reflection of what you have been willing to tolerate. If you want more, you must expect more from yourself. Most people set goals, but goals mean nothing without high standards. A goal is something you want to achieve, but a standard is something you demand from yourself every single day. A goal says, I want to be successful. A standard says, I will do whatever it takes no matter what. A goal says, I want to get in shape. A standard says, I will exercise every day, whether I feel like it or not. When you raise your standards, failure is no longer an option. You eliminate excuses. You stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You become the type of person who does what must be done, no matter what obstacles arise. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lower their standards when things get hard. They give up on their dreams the moment discomfort sets in. They allow fear, rejection, and setbacks to convince them that maybe they weren't meant for more. But those who refuse to lower their standards keep going. They fight through the pain. They push through self-doubt. They demand more from themselves even when no one else is watching. And because of that, they create results that seem impossible to those who have settled. Raise your standards. Start by deciding what you will no longer tolerate. Be brutally honest with yourself. What habits, excuses, and behaviors are keeping you stuck? Where have you allowed yourself to settle? Where have you been operating at a level far below your true potential? Identify these areas and draw the line today. No more playing small. No more accepting average effort. No more waiting for permission to go after what you deserve. Once you set your new standards, reinforce them with action. Make a commitment that is non-negotiable. If you decide you will wake up early and take control of your day, then that is what you do, no matter how you feel. If you decide you will never allow negative self-talk to control you again, then you speak powerfully to yourself every single day. If you decide you will operate with relentless discipline, then you execute on your plans without hesitation. The moment you break your own standard, you weaken your identity. But every time you uphold it, you reinforce the belief that you are unstoppable. The world does not give you what you want, it gives you what you demand through your actions. The people who rise to the top are not always the most talented, but they are the ones with unshakable standards. They refuse to lower themselves to the level of their challenges. The world does not give you what you want, it gives you what you demand through your actions. The people who rise to the top are not always the most talented, but they are the ones with unshakable standards. They refuse to lower themselves to the level of their challenges. Instead, they rise to the level of their vision. And that is exactly what you must do. Raise your standards, hold yourself to them, and watch how your entire world transforms. Success does not come from waiting for the perfect moment. It does not come from endless planning or wishing things were different. It comes from action, bold, relentless, and sometimes messy action. The biggest mistake people make is believing they need to have everything figured out before they start. They think they need more knowledge, more resources, more time. But the truth is, nothing changes until you take action. The only way to create momentum, to build confidence, and to see results is to take massive, imperfect action right now. Most people hesitate because they fear failure. They worry about making mistakes. They are afraid of what others might think if they get it wrong. But here's the reality: failure is part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. The difference is they did not let failure stop them. They did not wait for conditions to be perfect before they took their first step. They moved forward, adjusted, and learned along the way. The people who win in life are the ones who act, even when they are uncertain. They take risks, they put themselves in uncomfortable situations, and because of that, they grow, they adapt, and they achieve what others only dream about. Perfection is an illusion. It is the enemy of progress. Too many people waste years preparing, researching, and waiting for everything to be just right. But waiting only leads to regret. While you sit on the sidelines waiting for confidence, others are out there making mistakes, learning, and getting better every single day. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence is built through action. The more you do, the more you realize that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Massive action is what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. It is the willingness to go all in, to push through discomfort, and to keep going even when things don't go as planned. It is about taking that first step, even if it feels small, because action leads to momentum. And once you build momentum, nothing can stop you. If you want to change your life, you must commit to being a person of action. You must stop overthinking. Stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. The most successful people do not wait to feel motivated. They move forward, and in doing so, they create motivation. They take control of their time, their energy, and their results. They don't sit around hoping for change, they make it happen. You must train yourself to take action before you feel ready.